Hey everybody, we have just finished updating our Victron Power System bundles and we've added 2 new size options to our lineup. So whether you're building a weekender van that just needs minimal power, all the way up to a van that you plan to live in where you're going to need constant power, we have a Victron Power bundle that will work for you. Before we get into going over the components on each of the power system bundles, it's important to realize that the power system is the heart of your van. And if your power system doesn't work, it's likely that none of the other components are going to work either. So it's worth investing in really good power equipment. And that's the reason we use Victron Power. It's because it's simply the best mobile power system equipment on the market. And the fact is that these power system components can be with you for the life of your van and really beyond. So the investment that you're going to make into good power equipment is definitely worth it. We also love the fact that with Victron Power, everything is integrated together. So it makes the setup easier, the startup, and then certainly the maintenance on your system. You can get visibility into each of the components directly from your phone, and that gives you insight into what's going on. So your power system is going to be up and running as much as possible. We have put the power system components into 4 different bundles for you guys because we realize that speccing out a power system can be a little bit intimidating, and we wanted you to be empowered to build your own power systems, knowing that you have everything in the kit that you need and nothing that you don't. So let's take a look at the 200 amp hour power system. And if you're somebody who has minimal power needs in your van and you're going to be using the van for maybe 2 to 3 days at a time, then this is the perfect starter system for you. So what we have in the bundle is a 200 amp hour lithium ion battery, and then the BMS to manage the battery. The Lynx distributor connects to the battery and that distributes out all of your main power. Your incoming power from the solar panel is managed through this charge controller, and the bundle does come with a 100-watt solar panel. We also include the on-off switch, a ZAMP solar roof port so that you can plug in the power onto the roof, the BMV712, which is your battery monitor, and that allows you to see what's going on with the batteries on a visual display. We have 2 breakers for your incoming power, so power coming in from the solar panel and also from your alternator will run through those breakers. We have your main fuse, and then all of the fuses that you'll need to put in the Lynx distributor. And finally, we have a Blue Sea fuse block where you can distribute out power from your system to all of the individual components that are running in the van. If you want more information on each of these power system components, we put together a playlist on our YouTube channel for you guys that has all of our videos, including how to set them up, detailed videos about what each of these components does, how to program your system, and a bunch of other stuff. So be sure to check out the playlist if you're looking for more information. But before we jump on to the next power system, which is the 400 amp hour bundle, I did want to mention that the 200 amp hour system is a DC only system. So there's no inverter in the system. We wanted one to keep it simple and not get too expensive or complex. So this system is going to provide you with DC power only. That does it for the 200 amp hour system. Now let's take a look at the next size up, which is the 400 amp hour bundle. This is the 400 amp hour power bundle, and this is definitely one of our best sellers. So this system is perfect for really the average user in a 144 that kind of has the standard equipment for a camper van. And this is actually the system that I have in my van, so I know it really well. And I would say for about 50% of you guys out there, this is the system that you're going to want. Building off of the 200 amp hour bundle, in this kit, we've added another battery so that now we've doubled the storage overall. And most importantly, we've put in the Victron 3000 watt inverter, so now there is AC power on board. And in order to run the AC power throughout the van, we have a Blue Sea power breaker, a shore power inlet, so you can plug into shore power, charge your batteries, and get everything running off of 110. And we've also upgraded the power distribution block to a Blue Sea switch panel, which is just a little bit more sophisticated than the fuse block that we had in the 200 amp hour system. A couple of the other changes, we've upgraded to the smart shunt. So now all of the power going in and out of the batteries is visible via Bluetooth. And we've also added the Servo GX and display. To go along with that, all of the cables that are necessary to put this all together have been added. So this is, again, a complete power bundle. Just something to note, we kept the same solar system as the 200 amp hour bundle in the 400. So we're using the 30 amp solar charge controller and a 100 watt solar panel. And one of the questions we do get quite often is, can I add more solar? Because the bundle only comes with one panel. And the answer is absolutely yes. We can add more solar panels, really up to 400 watts in this kit, using all of the same equipment, just adding a couple more panels. If you're gonna use your van on extended trips, or you have a 12-volt air conditioner running, or you just know that you're gonna need extra power, then leveling up to the 600 amp hour bundle is definitely the way to go. So what that includes is an additional 200 amp hour battery, also one more solar panel. So now we have 200 watts of solar, and the Lynx BMS is going to replace the original BMS as well as the Smart Shunt. And then there are just a couple extra cables that are needed to put this all together. So this is the 600 amp hour kit. And the other thing to note is that if you're going to be using a secondary alternator to power up the system because you're going to need a quick recharge, then this is the system that's ready to accept the secondary alternator and the regulator that goes with it. For those of you where running out of power is not an option, or if you're going to be using high power equipment for extended periods of time, then the 800 amp hour power bundle is the way to go. So all we're really doing is adding one additional 200 amp hour battery to the 600 amp hour kit to make the 800 amp hour bundle. And again, just keep in mind that when you're looking at a kit like this, either the 600 or the 800, this system is really best paired with a high output alternator so that you're able to charge these batteries really quickly. Just off of 200 watts of solar or a 30 amp alternator charge, it's going to take a long time to charge the batteries. You do always have the option of plugging in, and this inverter charger will charge the batteries as well. But we know for most of you, the goal is to be completely off-grid and not have to plug in your van. That is an overview of the 4 power system bundles that we're currently offering. And with any of these bundles, you're also gonna get a wiring diagram and 2 phone consultations. So we consider it our job to make sure that you have the right system for your van and that you get it installed successfully. So feel free, give us a call or shoot us an email if you have any questions. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.